What's up, everybody? Just trying to get my ducks in a row. Waiting for some folks to come on in. Well, my lighting is not very good in here this evening. First time I've ever went live, so if you're watching the recorded version of this, please bear with me trying to work out some kinks to what's going on here. Hope everybody has had a good week in sales. I know that for me, eBay has flipped the switch back on. Today is Friday, October 6th. I've got 9 sales today already, which is quite an improvement to what I normally have been getting, especially in the month of September. Oh man, Lucky 7 auction. Cool, Kevin. How you doing there, Lucky 7? Welcome into the Friday night hangout. I was just going live here, working out the kinks, and just waiting around on some folks to come in and join us as we're going to get into tonight's hangout topic of, we're 6 days into the fourth quarter. And for me, based on my history, the fourth quarter sales really doesn't start ramping up until we get into the end of October, when the holiday shopping season really starts to kick into gear. So we're going to talk about some tips and things that I do that you can still currently do, even though we've already began the fourth quarter, to get your store or your eBay account primed to take advantage of all the online shopping that's going to be taking place. So we're going to wait just a few minutes, and then we're going to allow some more folks to come on in and join us, and then I'm going to get in to my notes, and I've got a lot of them. I don't plan on being here too long. But I do want to make these points available to those that are interested. Been enjoying y'all's podcast and the two old guys. Oh yeah, had a great time over there with Chris and Caleb earlier this week. We recorded their 25th episode, which is very, very exciting, and glad to be a part of that special occasion for sure. And so, yeah, they're a good bunch of guys over there. Had a good time. So I want to jump into a couple of things here, and I'm just going to have to let people come on in as they do. Just got out of a Whatnot. Caleb was there also. Do you still on Whatnot? Haven't done any sales yet. Haven't done any sales on Whatnot yet. I do a lot of my sourcing off of Whatnot, and that's going to be a subject that I'm going to touch on a little bit later, especially if once, depending on what part of the country you live in, the garage sales, yard sales are pretty much dried up now for the season. So you're left, if you're like me, you're left with thrift stores, Goodwills, estate sales, which estate sales don't happen every day, so you really can't bank on those. So going on to Whatnot as a sourcing outlet for me personally has been fantastic. This past winter, went on Whatnot. I was on there late at night. I like to catch the sellers that are new, that have less crowds in them, less bidding competition. And a lot of times you can talk Whatnot sellers into bundling. Hey, Archie's here, bundling items. So like, for instance, vintage t-shirts. If they're selling a lot of shirts, just drop into chat, ask them if they'll do a bundle deal. And a lot of times when you reach a certain amount of items, you're going to get free shipping on that. So that's what I took advantage of over the winter. And man, I'm telling you, it's just I think it's a great source. Again, I've not sold on Whatnot yet. I will be doing that this winter time for sure. So we'll just take it from there. Got two of you in here. Now, my fellow co-host to the reselling Locker Room Podcast. Biscuit Butt is in. And by the way, Lucky Seven, I did catch the old guys show when you guys were on there. Thought you'd done a great job. It was good. So anyway, I'm going to get into my spiel, and then if people join us, fine. If they don't, that's fine too. But anyway, it's funny that Archie's in here because I was just having a discussion about listing your items into your draft bank. That was a discussion over on to our Resellers Locker Room podcast that Archie and I, Biscuit Butt, had a big discussion. I don't know how to send you a link, brother. I have no idea how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But anyway, wait a minute. I think I can send it to you here, man. No, I don't know. Archie, you're going to have to tell me how to do it because I don't know how to. I am totally ignorant. I'm not used to doing lives. I'll figure it out. Yeah. All right. Give him a few minutes. I'll have Archie join me here on the show. But anyway, if you've never used a draft bank, let me tell you something. If you are in the ritual of listing every single day, building a draft bank isn't for you. Typically, people who list every day, they utilize the draft bank. Uh-oh, Shane's in the house. Does your pee, is it still burn when you pee, dude? But anyway, if you list every day and you don't utilize a draft bank except when you do your store on time away or you go into vacation mode, doing the following is not going to be too much of a service to you. So here, I'm going to share with you the things that I do in my store, even though we're 6 days into the fourth quarter, things that I do to get my store ready for the holiday shopping season, which typically starts to really kick off after Halloween. So first of all is I create a draft bank. Now here's the difference between me and probably a lot of people. I do not list every single day. I do not want to list every single day. So I'll take a day, sometimes 2 days in the week or over the weekend, and I bank 10 to 12 hours in nothing but a listing session. And I fill up my draft bank. You can have up to 250 listings in your draft bank. You have 75 days in order to flush those out of your draft bank and send them live. Otherwise, they start falling off after the 75-day period. However, with what I do, it does not happen that way. So I drop items every single day, just about every hour on the hour through scheduling. Now, back not too long ago, it used to cost extra to schedule your items to post. They are free. They no longer charge to schedule your items to drop. So I fill up my draft bank. I schedule my items out. I schedule one to drop every hour on the hour, and it's up to you on how many you want to do a day. 5 a day, 10 a day, 20 a day, or if you want to do a 24-hour item drop. That is totally up to you, depending on how many is in your draft bank. So that's what I would do. I would build my draft bank up, start scheduling them. I mean, a whole week's worth of scheduled drops to where I don't have to go here into the computer every day and schedule the next day's drop. I do it all in one session, and I have it done. And I can spend more of my time going out here sourcing, going out and finding local deals on Marketplace. I'm not tied to the computer, typing in descriptions, taking photos. I get all that done in one session. So me and Archie on our show, the Resellers Locker Room Podcast, our first episode, we got into the discussion of the digital death pile. And that's what your drafts are in your draft bank if you're not cycling them things out in an orderly fashion. So I can see how it'd go both ways. So with me, I've constantly got items rolling out of my draft bank, and then when I get to my day of listing, I'm refilling it right back up. So it's a time saver, guys. And like I said, if it's your ritual and your business to list every single day, this method in which I'm speaking of is not going to be for you. So if you want to save time, though, Setting aside 1 day or 2 days a week to do the bulk of all your listings, use the draft bank, scheduling them all out every day. It is going to prevent you having to sit in front of your computer or on your phone every single day. That gets so monotonous. I want to pull this gorgeous hair out, baby. I'm just kidding. You know, I had, I'm not even going to tell that story. Anyway, I was on the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast this week, and Chris asked me the question: if you've not subscribed to their podcast, the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast, you need to go over there and check Chris and Caleb out. I had to tell the story of my hair. Not a big story. I mean, I just decided to grow it out. Through middle school and high school, I sported a flat top, and I just got tired of it. In 2019, I started growing my hair out, and there it is. So that's the one thing people notice about me the most is my hair and my big mouth. But nonetheless, so, you know, if you have any questions about building up your draft bank and cycling your items out on a scheduled listing basis, let me know. I mean, I'd be glad to do a video on that on my Rocky Top Picker channel here. But it's just a method that I've adopted because I want to save time and not have to list every single day. Also, too, when you have your draft banks built up, and then I'm sure you guys do this when you're listing every day, you want to take your high ticket items and get those scheduled or list those live first. Your high priced items, kick them out first. Save all your lower amount items till later. So you want to definitely roll on your high priced items on there first. And you know, another thing is, as we get into the fourth quarter, if you haven't been doing this over the summer, you need to get into the mode of housekeeping. Now, this is going to go over Archie's head. But what I mean by housekeeping is examine your store on a regular basis. You know, go through and look at your old items. See how long they've been listed and see how many views they've received. And if you've had items that you know have been in there over 30 days and you've got 0 views, number one, you've got a title problem. Number two, you're not filling out the right amount of item specifics. So maybe you need to tweak your pictures. But that gets to the subject of when you have stale items in your store, the thing that I have found that works for me is I end those items and I sell similar. And I did this last night, actually. Archie and I were talking earlier today because my sales have just went through. I mean, it went on an escalator today. I've got 9 sales, and I had 9 sales about an hour or two ago. Last night, I ended and sold similar 200 items in my store. Now, every time I've ended and sold similar, I have got a spike in sales. And as a matter of fact, when I get done with this show here, I've got another round of items that expire tomorrow that I'm going to end and sell similar on. Now, I've heard, you know, sellers do it all different. There's no right or wrong way to resell, guys, except you need to buy cheap and you need to sell for more money. If you're not doing that, that's the wrong way. Otherwise, it is up to your discretion on what you choose to take from this information smorgasbord. Just treat what I say as a buffet. Take what you like and leave the rest. I'm telling you, though, what I do that works for me, and it may or may not work for you. Everybody's situations are different. But housekeeping measures, if you've got old stale stock and it's not had any attention, consider delisting those things. And you have 2 options in my book. Well, 3. You could throw them in a tub to have a yard sale at your house. 2, you could donate them to the thrift stores locally or Goodwill. Or 3, if you've not signed up to be a seller on Whatnot, blow your stale inventory out on Whatnot. I know a lot of sellers that I talk to on the regular that they take their stale stock and they liquidate it out on Whatnot. And I just got a message here. Archie, did you figure out how to join me? Let me read some of these comments because it gets distracting. You're all over here talking about me, and I can't see what's going on. Oh, Archie concedes to the argument on the draft bank. Okay. I wished I had enough death pile to have a draft bank. Dude, what have you been doing all summer? Don't you know that spring and summer is when you build up your death pile, and your death pile is what gets you through the winter time? Hey, man. But no, I understand you. I think, Shane, you're part-time in eBay, if I understand correctly. Grandkids Gaylor, glad to see you on the Two Old Guys podcast. Yes. Thank you for coming in, Grandkids Gaylor. Appreciate you being here. Blood, sweat, and sweat. Bud, sweat, and sweat. I have a death warehouse skipped over the pile. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you, Leroy. Appreciate you being in here. And Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sale, we met at the 127 meetup. And if you've not checked out the Resellers Information Network, Leroy is a co-host over there. You want to go over there and check out their podcast. They do 2 a week. They do a List and Loafer, and then they do another one which has got a lot of great information on it. Thrifter Sifter in the house. Good to see you. SSK Promo. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm either Ben or Cool Kevin. I have a schizophrenic personality. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Bags of Money. Watch the videos, man. Awesome videos there, Mikey. Good to see you. Yeah, Death Pile Pickers in the house. What's up, buddy? Meeting Leroy changes a man for the worse. Well, there's one thing I can say. He can give you an education on tools. And so, yeah. It's great to see all of you guys in here. I appreciate the support. And we're just talking about things that I do in my business as we ramp up for fourth quarter. You know, we're 6 days in. Already covered the draft bank method and what I do with the draft bank. Talked about the housekeeping. You need to go through your store, and you really should do this on a regular basis. Find your stale items, either delist them, refab them out in some way by either giving them a new title, adding different keywords, adding different item specifics, doing those things to make it more fresh to get some views on it. Now, another subject of that seems to be split down the middle is promoting your items. I'm a believer in it only because all my items basically move because of promoted listings. I do that. And I currently have been promoting at about 5% since the summer, and it has worked well for me. And I know that there's people are of the opinion that eBay, that's just another way, money grab for eBay. But I want to tell you what, back when I started on eBay, when I first was exposed to eBay, guys, there was less than 1,000 items for sale on the site. And that's back during the dial-up days. But there is so much more saturation and competition on the site, so many flooded categories. I think it's a good thing to promote your item to get above everybody else. So, you know, if you've got those stale items, like I said, you could either delist them and donate them, sell them in a yard sale, or liquidate them off in a whatnot show, or end and sell similar on them and give that a try. So, yeah, that's what I would do. All right, make price adjustments. You know, here's the thing that I've noticed in doing end and sell similar, and I do this quite often. It isn't enough, from what I found, to just end and sell similar. You need to make changes to those items before you re-release them live. Add the keywords in the title, change some item specifics, tweak the pricing. You know, that's a big deal, because if you start thinking like a buyer, how does a buyer think? Think of you. When you're shopping online, what do you look for? Especially on eBay, what do you want to pull up first? The lowest price first plus shipping, right? That's the kind of mentality you should have when you are pricing your items. So if you've had items not moving at the price they're at, don't listen. I believe in maximizing profits, but sometimes, guys, unless you want to be a hoarder, you got to drop prices to move this stuff. I mean, you got to decide, are you in a collector hoarder business or are you in a resale? Because your inventory ideally should be flipping every 60 to 90 days, fresh stuff. And that's just kind of the method that I've adopted by doing the end and sell similar, price markdowns, doing your price adjustments. If you've got a lot of smalls, if it makes sense to do this, take those stale items and lot them up. If it makes sense to lot them up, do that. Okay. For example, if you sell a lot of comic books and you have a lot of stale comic books in your store that's not getting much of attention, if it makes sense, lot those up. DVDs the same way. Lot those up as well. Lots of 10, 15, or however how many you want to do in a ship box. The thing that I have found is video games are not paying what they used to unless you find the most obscure titles that still bring good money. I don't have to tell you, if you're into the video games and you sell them, you see them online all the time for $1.99 plus shipping or free shipping. You see some at 99 cents and free shipping. Why do you want to waste your time? So if it makes sense, take all those low price games, lot them up, do 5 to 10 to 15 games or 20 games per lot them up and sell them off. Get rid of them. There's no point in hanging on to that stuff. So when it makes sense, take the items and lot them together. Now, obviously, you can't do that on every item that you have, but if it makes sense to put them together, you should do that as well. All right, just reading my notes here. Set your routines up. I mean, I make a end and sell similar a part of my weekly and monthly routines. Use your research tools. Here's the thing, guys. You're going to list an item today for an X amount of dollars, okay? Because the market is calling for that right now. Well, in 30 days, that market could drastically change. So you need to go do some health checks on your items on the regular, especially the long tail listed items. Go back and revisit those and throw them into Terapeak. eBay gives us tools for a reason, guys. We need to use those tools to do your product pricing research. So just because it brought $30 today doesn't mean it's going to bring $30, a month from now. So you need to go back, do the research again on those listed items, lower the prices accordingly to what market demand is currently demanding. So always do that. One thing that a lot of sellers that I know, they don't do free returns. I have not got into free returns. I do a 30-day return policy. Buyer pays for shipping. I do know this, that when I started out, I was no returns. And when I switched to the 30-day return method, I noticed my items getting a lot more attention. So if you've not considered that, if you currently offer no returns, you might want to think about changing your policy. Oh, let me read what's going on in chat. Oh, Carrie's in the house. Archie just messaged me, let me know. See, if I read, I can just sit here and read everything you guys are saying and I get distracted. Gravity Goods is in the house. All right. Good, great, and fabulous. Pittsburgh Picker. Hey, I watch Pittsburgh Picker a lot. Good to have you in here. What's going on? What else have we got here? Boy, this chat goes by super fast. All right. So anyway, I'm just doing my mindless rambling on about what I do to get ready for fourth quarter. It's good to have you guys in here. Ben, that's the point of going live, to get distracted and have fun in the chat. Yeah, I guess that's true, man. Archie, did you figure out how I can bring you in here? Because I don't have a clue. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I do vape. I don't do it on the podcast. I don't do it on my regular videos on my channel, but I'm going to do it here. Carrie still smells like White Castle. No doubt, dude. Well, that's funny, Leroy. I started this whole thing in my StreamYard, but I had technical difficulties, so I just had to go live here from YouTube. I would bet all my money you vape. Really? You really think so? Well, listen, it didn't. Listen, I don't vape. I don't vape because I was a smoker. I vape because I was a dipper. You know, I did the skull thing for 21 years, and this was the only thing that got me off there, man. What's up, ATL Flippers? I watch you on YouTube too. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to have you guys in here. I know you're just playing, Carrie. I know, bro. I got you. I got you. I know exactly how you are, brother. I feel you. Love, man. Love. It's all love right here. Dark County Picker. Good to have you here. Never heard of that. Good to have you in on Rocky Top Live Friday night. All right, guys. I'm going to jump back into my notes here. And if I could bring Archie in here, matter of fact, Carrie, if I could bring you, figure out how to get you in here, I would. Love to share some time with you guys over there at Trash to Cash. I know I've never really voiced that, but I really would. But anyway, another thing that's helped my account, guys, is I do next day shipping. You know, if you don't do that, you might want to consider that if time allows you to do so. You want to do some next day shipping on that. Offer the 30-day return policy. That has worked well for me. You know, another thing too, and y'all may be getting hit a lot with this, is a bunch of lowball offers. I hear people complaining all the time, man. I get all these lowball offers. Well, there's an easy way to fix it. When you set up an offer, put a minimum in there of what you're willing to accept. And that's going to fence you from getting all these ridiculously low offers, guys. It's a simple fix. So set your minimums. When you're setting up to take offers, set your minimums, and that'll take care of that problem right there. Another thing that you could do if you've not done so is run a markdown sale. I run markdown sales every day of every week, even through the summer, to liquidate stuff out. It's a great idea. You know, we were talking in our podcast chat, Archie and I, talking about using coupons. Now, I've never used coupons, and coupons is a southern slang word for coupons, you know, pass the gray coupon. So I'm redneck. So I don't use coupons, but you can do that. But I do a markdown sale. Here's what I found by doing markdowns. Run it for a week and then end it, and then start a new one right after it. Because even the markdown things get stale. So you want to upgrade and refresh your markdowns. Join the community, which I don't have to tell you guys this because all you guys are in here. Join a community. If you're brand new and you're just getting started, get involved with the community via YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of chats, all kinds of Discords to get involved with. Get involved. And if you've got questions about any issues or problems, there is somebody out there that has an answer. Matter of fact, you'll ask a simple question and you'll get 100 different answers. It's up to you to decipher what is best for you. Just treat answers as a smorgasbord, as I said earlier. Treat it like a buffet. Take what you want and leave the rest. Oh, appreciate that, Gravity. Yeah, all your common sense advice is amazing. Sadly, some stubborn people won't take the advice. Yep, I understand that. Bonanza, Bonanza, Carrie says, Bonanza has been booming for me. Had a sale in there in 2017. And I feel like a second one is imminent. Yeah, fired up for Bonanza, baby. Yeah, dude, that's exciting. Bonanza. That's one thing I've never gotten into either, guys. I've never got into cross posting. You know, eBay has had its major issues this year. And my biggest issue that I really felt at the end of August, early September, is my end and sell similar function was disabled somehow. And buddy, I chewed all my fingernails off the whole time that was going on. So when they finally got it fixed, I was able to get back to business and end and sell similar. So yeah. Oh wow. I have run through a lot of my notes here. I just talk fast. Oh, another thing too, and you guys know this, a lot of you are very, very seasoned, more than me, that are in the chat. You must continue with continuing education. Where do you get your continuing education? Well, you can't get it from reading a book. And I don't read books. I haven't read a book since college. I'm not a big reader. Continuing education, prime example here on YouTube. Now, I don't recommend taking the advice of every YouTube channel on the platform of YouTube, because some of them are just kind of off base. Find those people that you relate to, that their personality relates to you, that what they say is common sense. Not saying I know it all, because I do not know it all, trust me. So find somebody you can relate to. Take some of the advice with a grain of salt. Don't go whole hog with ideas. Do your research. Test things out. Put your toe in the water first. See how it's going to work for you. Don't go make massive, drastic changes. If what you're doing is working, if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you're looking to do some changes to your business, put some time and thought into it. Make sure it's going to be the right move for you before you go whole hog. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, guys, that helps you, and I did a video of this very subject on the Rocky Top Picker channel. Get your workspace organized. Now, that's something that my best buddy Archie has a hard time doing based on his videos, but I know he's trying. Get your space organized, guys. You know, I work out of a shed, and I've got everything sometimes nice and neat. But an uncluttered workspace is an uncluttered mind. That's why I talked about in one of my videos, if you've got a ton of crap sitting here right beside where you list, it is overwhelming to you. I feel you. You get drowned. You're just thinking, I am so far behind in this. I have got to get this done. These are items I'm not excited about listing, but I've got to get them done because I've got money laying here on the floor. Well, pick you a spot to keep your listed items somewhere else. And I know if your space is limited, if you live in an apartment, or you've got kids and a big family in your home and you don't have a lot of storage space, I understand you can't do that. But if you do have other spaces to store the items that need to be listed, don't have them in the immediate area where you do your listing. And then that way, the pressure is not in your face constantly. So when you're ready to list, go to the room or the attic or the basement, wherever you got those items stored, grab you a tub of items and commit and sell yourself out to listing all of those in one session. Get them listed. Most importantly, get them filed away in your inventory system. Just don't leave them in a tub where you got to go digging through it when it sells. Get them filed away in your inventory system, and that's going to help your mental psyche a lot. Be sure you take care of that. And another important thing is you got to have fun doing this business. If you're not enjoying this business, why are you doing it? It is a lot of hard work. It does take a lot of time. You have to deal with a lot of crap, returns, people trying to scam you, lowball offers, all that kind of stuff. It is a lot of work. Is it worth it? Yeah. This is ridiculous that we say this. How excited do you get when you hear the cha-ching on your phone? Best sound in the world, man, other than farting. That's pretty funny. I'm one of those that if you crack one, dude, I'm going to laugh. But other than that, the cha-ching, dude, is awesome. And that's why we put this work in. So the cha-ching is the number one driving force to get that sale. Have fun what you're doing. Set goals. If you don't have goals written down, then they're just a wish. Where do you want to be this time next year in your business? Write it down. Get you a journal and make notes in it and set goals, whether you want to set daily goals of how many you want to list per day, how many do you want to add to your draft bank per day. List the goals and get them on paper and get them down in front of you to where you have got eyes on it. Take them and post it on your refrigerator. Put them in places that you frequently are at in your home to where you see them every day. Set goals, because if you don't set a goal, then you don't know where you're going. And the same thing can be said about content creators. Set goals. If you have a channel and you're new starting out like me, I'm in the bottom rung, brothers and sisters. Set goals where you want your channel to be on this time next year and get busy promoting yourself. Uh, Goals can be attainable, but you got to have them written down first. Now, let me see what's going on in chat here. All right. Got 21 in here. That's fantastic. Goals. Carrie says 6-pack. Eat at Dirt Dogs and dance like nobody's watching. That's right. Carrie, when I meet you, son, we're going to have a drink together, my friend. That's exactly what we're going to do. Get out of the magnifying glass. What do you mean by that? Soda City Flips, my YouTube goal is to beat Archie in subs. I haven't thought any further than that. Yeah, I know Carrie doesn't drink. Yeah. He'll have a Dr. Pepper. Okay, I would drink with Ben. Bring it on, Hoss. Hey, listen, when Trash to Cash has the event in Vegas, I'm coming. You can go ahead and mark it in the calendar. I don't know when you're going to have it, but I will be there for the Trash to Cash in Vegas for sure. For sure. And my brother Archie lives out there, so I already told Archie I'm going to fly out there and visit him, hopefully before the year's out. Hopefully, if I can make that happen. Yep, Shane's going to the Florida event. Yeah, another piece of advice, guys, is don't be a setter. Don't be a setter, be a trend setter. You know, you're going to get out of your business exactly what you put into it. If you're lax in a lot of areas and your business is suffering, maybe you need to look in the mirror. You know, that's one thing I had reservations about is being very critical of ourselves instead of blaming everything on eBay. Because I want to tell you, not everything that's been going on this year is eBay's fault. So you have to examine yourself, your habits, and what you're doing, what you're not doing. So if you're not where you want to be, you got to start by looking at yourself. You got to get that done. Yeah, am I the oldest one here? I seem to be the oldest one everywhere. Everybody put your age in chat. Let's just see. Everybody put how old you are in chat, and I want to see out of the 15 we got in here. Oh, Dino's joining us. Dino is an avid watcher of the channel. Hey, Dino, appreciate having you in here. If that's your birth date, 1963, yeah, you won. All right, Leroy's 49. Pittsburgh Picker, 110. I know better than that. Fibers Flowers Finds is 53. That's older than me. Dino is 60, older than me. Biscuit is 5.5. I understand that. But I'm 50 years old. Guys, I'm in my golden years. They're supposed to be. And baubles, blings, and needful things ain't telling. Well, I don't blame you. I would not. I'm a gentleman. I don't ask ladies how old they are. So there you go. Once I reach 10, I stop using the half. If I could figure out how to bring people into this, guys, I would bring you all in, but I have not a clue. I stumbled into where I'm at already. So I'm doing good, man. Pittsburgh Picker, 360 months. All right. So, yeah. How's everybody's business been this first 6 days of the fourth quarter? Has your sales been good? I mean, mine has been a complete turnaround. You know, I was watching Josh Galt's live that he does every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. And, you know, his switch has been turned on. Apparently mine has too. Sales are way, way better. Yeah. Mine are way, way better than last week and even the whole month of September, my sales were terrible. So yeah, hopefully the things that they've been doing over the summer, maybe that's a good thing, guys. All the problems we've experienced in this past summer here, maybe it's a good thing that they got them done and out of the way during what they call the summer slowdown. But let me tell you what, my summer was anything but slow. But anyway, maybe it's good they got it done. Fingers crossed that we can. We're going to now have the switch full bore, and let's put the pedal to the metal on this, so we all can have a great fourth quarter. Man, I am fast-winded because I went through all my notes. The whole reason I went live was to discuss the stuff that I've already blown through. So now I just sit here and read your all's chat, right? And there's no way to even put this up on the board because I'm not in StreamYard. I tell you what, though, how many of you have been getting a lot of returns? I've been getting them for the craziest reasons, and it's, golly, I cringe every time I hear that notice come across my phone. Had one today. I'm probably not even going to get into because it was just so ridiculous. Lucky 7, knock on wood, none yet. I average about 2 a year. Do you have a no return policy? I just wonder if you do. Okay, so you sell a lot of new stuff. Well, that's understandable. But yeah, with sourcing, we were talking about at the top of the show, a good place to source is Whatnot. That's where I pick off a lot of great stuff, especially late at night on the weekends when the weather turns bad. Yard sales dry up, yard sales, garage sales. Get on Whatnot. Find some of those new sellers that don't have a lot of people, a lot of bidders in there, and they'll do some deals. Some will do some bundle deals with you, and that's where you can really score very nicely, doing those bundle deals on Whatnot. Yeah, Carrie's going to go on Whatnot and do some sourcing. Yeah, it's a great place. I pick up a lot of hats, a lot of vintage T-shirts off of Whatnot. I return the returns back. Never had an issue. Got you. But if they open the package, it can't be returned. Yeah, that makes sense. So I had a metal lunchbox tin. It was a Pokemon. Actually, Pokemon cards come in it. But I got it as a free gift on a Whatnot auction. When I bought so many items, I got to choose what free item they were giving away. So I got these lunchbox tins that Pokemon branded. Perfect condition. Have sat right here on my shelf all summer. So I sold one the other day and I mailed it off. I wrapped it in bubble wrap 4 or 5 times. Okay, perfect condition. The pictures you see on the listing was the condition it was in. Get a return message. I get a message from the buyer first saying I want a refund, and then they sent me 2 pictures of the outsides of the shipping box I shipped it in, which it had a little crease on it, but the cardboard wasn't torn. Nothing was twisted or mangled. But then he took a picture of the inside, and it looked like someone took the lunchbox on left hand and right hand side of it and done this, twisted like that. And I'm like, there is no physical way, based on the shape of that freaking box, that thing could be mangled like you done this to it. No way. I mean, the box wasn't that bad of damaged at all. It wasn't twisted or mangled. And they said, yeah, we want to refund it back. And I said, well, no problem. You can send it back. They started a refund. Man, you could go through all this rigmarole. I started to tell them, well, go to your post office, take it in the box to your post office and file a claim. That's not my problem. But yeah, dude, I just got fired up. And I was on the phone with Archie when I got that message, so I got to vent to him about how pissed off that made me. So anyway, Um, but yeah, you get those people that scam you and they don't send back the same item and all that kind of crap. And I think that there needs to be better protection for us sellers dealing with all this kind of return mess. And but anyway, I know you can put special markings and stickers on it. I know that's what Archie does. But golly, don't we have enough to do to have to do that? But nonetheless, it is what it is. I started, Lucky 7 Auction says, I started heavy in selling coins on eBay in the early 2000s and had to stop selling coins due to the scams. Hurts you when you get scammed out of gold and silver. Well, heck yeah. Yeah, man, that's a whole different ballgame. I'm talking about a $10 lunchbox here. It's not about the money. $10 to me is no big deal. But it's, you know what? There is no flipping way that thing could be mangled like a piece of trash based on what little damage was done to the box. But anyway, I've got to change the subject. I'm going to keep ranting on it. Hi, Tammy Chaffee. Welcome into Rocky Top Live. I got more returns from Amazon than any other platform, and I sell only on NWT items on Amazon. Yeah, one of my co-hosts, Alex, the Beard King Picker, on the Resellers Locker Room podcast, Biscuit Butt, myself, the Beard King Picker, we do have a podcast here on YouTube called the Resellers Locker Room podcast. It drops every Thursday at 9 a.m. It is a recorded version. However, we're going to be starting to do a few lives on that podcast every once in a while. You want to go over there and check out that podcast. The Beard King Picker was a predominant Amazon seller, and he's been migrating over on to the eBay platform as time has gone along. And I think he still sells on Amazon, but not near the full-time level that he did. But he's full-time as well. But yeah, Corey and Teresa are great people. Caleb is in the house. The old paths, Caleb. Hey, Caleb, I've already told you this on the message, man. I really enjoyed my time over there with you and Chris this week on the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. That was a lot of fun. Corey will be exchanging blood later. Oh my gosh, man. Corey is in the house. Cult meeting, man. Yeah, didn't you know that? It's Rocky Top Nation. We're a cult, dude. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. We bleed orange around here. So yeah, Corey's fantastic, and we're friends. We talk on the phone occasionally, and he is a part of a good podcast too. Y'all know the name. I don't have to tell you, the Clickbait podcast, and it's a great time over there. Guys in chat, you need to give Caleb a hard time. If you've been watching the Two Old Guys, he said when he gets 100 subs on his YouTube channel, he will put out a video. Well, as of the time we shot his show, he has 106 subs, and he has still not put out a video yet. Even though he's got some filmed, he's not got them out. So you need to give him a hard time about dropping the video ASAP, because all of us are baited and waiting. Yeah, so Caleb, you need to put it in overdrive. You see, you could be editing right now, Caleb. Instead of watching this, you could be editing this video and you could be dropping it tomorrow. He has 110 followers now without a video, but he's got one scheduled Thursday at 10:30. Is that AM or PM 10:30? Yeah, looking forward to that video, Caleb, for sure. It's 10:30 a.m. So go over to the Old Paths. Caleb is dropping his very first video, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday, 10:30 a.m. And I'm sure you're referring to Central Time because you're on Central. Tanya's in here, the best cook by far, ladies and gentlemen. Her food at the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast meetup back in August. Her food was phenomenal. Good to see you in here too, Tanya. Appreciate you being here showing support. And they're sitting in their recliners. Yeah, Caleb, you should have set it for 10:35, not 10:30. Yeah, you forgot about it. Sunny Las Vegas is in the house. Sunny's sporting the same hair, just a different color. I've watched Sunny's videos. Appreciate you being here, Sunny. And you got some good content out there, brother. Good to have you in here as well in Rocky Top Live. Got a lot of West Coasters out here, man. That's fantastic. Shane, if you want to become a somebody, we're going to offer an extension offer to you. We're going to have you on the show at one point in the reseller locker room, and we are going to make something out of you. Sonny and his hair both have YouTube channels. I'm aware. I'm aware. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, Caleb is cooking supper. Yeah, you're welcome, Tanya. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, Sonny. How do I invite Biscuit? I'm using the YouTube studio to go live. I couldn't get my StreamYard to work for some reason. And it's a miracle that I'm on here now that I figured it out. Yeah, Shane, we'll do it one day, buddy. We'll do it. As long as we can razz you really hard, because that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Yep. Somebody can tell me how to get Biscuit Butt in here using YouTube Studio. I want to bring my friend Archie in. He is one of my co-hosts with me on the Resellers Locker Room podcast. Does anybody know how to go through YouTube Studio to bring someone else into the show? Please advise. Send him a bus ticket and do it live in person. That could only come from Corey. No, dude, I couldn't get StreamYard to sync up. I don't know what's going on. So I had to go live on YouTube Studio is where I'm at. No, we didn't change the name, Leroy. Dude, I ain't even going there. I am not even going there. It's always been the Resellers Locker Room podcast. Man, I can't believe all these studious creators and resellers are in this room and they don't know how to bring somebody else into YouTube Studio. I've got to check and see. Let me just click around and see what I can find here. Dude, I ain't got a clue. Do not have a clue how to bring anybody in here. Yeah, don't have a clue. Got 24 folks in. Does anybody know how to bring some other user into YouTube Studio Live? ABC Matt is joining us. Thanks for coming in to Friday Night Hangout, Rocky Top Live. Has anybody got any questions for me? I'd love to answer anybody's questions. Maybe. Oh, I've got one. How many of you know what this hat is? Where is it from? Who is it? It's got the Screaming Eagles on the side, the M on the front, and it's a starter hat, so it's a 90s cap. If Cernock was in here, he'd pick this off in a second. Can you tell me where this hat is from? Anybody know what this is? This also tells your age if you know the answer to this question. Lucky 7 doesn't know where this hat come from. Nope, it's not Miami. It's not Miami. It's not from my head. Y'all probably don't remember the television show Coach. Y'all remember that show with Jerry Van Dyke? Coach, the sitcom Coach. This is the Minnesota Screaming Eagles. That's from the television show Coach on a starter tag right there. Yep. I have had this, oh wow, dude, since the show came on and they released merchandise. So this is going to be listed and going into my store. But yeah, the television show Coach is where that's from. Yeah, y'all are too young for that show. Tell me about it, man. I know I'm the oldie, even though there's a few of you older than me. Coach was a great show. It was. It was one of my favorites. Actually, this was ordered from a J.C. Penney's Christmas catalog way back in the day. That's where this came from. You know, back when I was younger, that's the go-to. The J.C. Penney's and the Sears Christmas catalogs, when you got your hands on those every year, you go thumbing through it, picking out stuff you want for Christmas. Man, that's where that came from. And by the way, those are good sellers too. If you ever run across any old Christmas catalogs, J.C. Penney and things like that, you need to pick them up because they do have some resale value to them. Yeah, silent movies. Not hardly. ABC Matt, where are you from? ABC Matt. Ben's Meemaw ordered that right from the coach. Actually, Corey, you're right, dude. My grandmother did get me this for Christmas, rest her soul, but she did get me this for Christmas, and it came from the J.C. Penney Christmas catalog. Christine Harden says, love watching you. I saw you on the Old Guys podcast. I subscribed to you a few months ago, and I'm older than you for sure. I'll be 64 next month. Well, bless your heart. 64 years old, out here in the reselling arena, doing it every day. That's awesome. That's awesome. Appreciate you subbing to me. Appreciate you watching and being here with us tonight for sure. That is awesome. Yeah, you know, that's one thing I love about the reselling business is it's always a good time to jump and throw your hat into the reselling game, I believe. It's never too late to get started. Oh, thank you very much, ABC Matt. I'm a cooler Kevin. That's awesome. ABC Matt, where are you from? I asked you that a little while ago. Where are you from, ABC Matt? The not so cool Ben. I'm sure he'd like that. Yeah. Oh, she's not a reseller. Oh, well, fantastic. Well, I'm glad that I can be a source of entertainment. That's amazing. You know, for those of you that don't know, I've owned a lot of businesses in my adult life. You know, I started out, went to college as a physical therapy assistant and got out of that. And I discovered after going on many interviews that there wasn't a lot of money back in the early 90s in physical therapy unless you go to a big metro city. So I abandoned that and went into finance, and I worked for Citibank, and I financed cars for a living until 2008 when the economy tanked. They closed my office without any notice and gave us severance pay. At the time, I was doing a side hustle. I was a mobile DJ. Well, I decided to roll the dice and go DJing full time. And I did that from latter part of 2008 all the way till 2018. Made a living being a mobile DJ, high school proms, middle school proms, corporate events, weddings, events of all sizes. My largest event I ever did was a corporate event of 850 people. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, my background is in entertainment. And then I opened up a wedding venue in the oldest town in Tennessee, and I performed weddings, the ceremony, and I performed at the receptions. And so yeah, I've got a background in entertainment. Don't know how entertaining I am, but there you go. Yeah, where is Roman? I wanted to have him in here. I'm picturing me late 90s, relying on Rocky Top to approve my loan for a 91 Ford Ranger. Yeah, dude. First thing I'd look at is what's your ROI, or not ROI, but debt to income ratio. Sorry. Yeah, I approved a lot of loans that shouldn't have been approved. That's why the economy and finance and banks got in such a mess. They were approving crazy stuff. I mean, I was approving $80,000 Corvettes with $1,000 a month car payment. That's crazy. Oh, ABC Matt is a city slicker. Well, there's room for that. You would have been through the roof. My debt to income qualified for the bread line. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah. Corey, how did you and Teresa like the reseller rally, man? I haven't got a chance to watch y'all's latest podcast, but did you enjoy the reseller rally? A lot of craziness going on. Dave being the craziest, and of course Kerry. He's jelly hands with his White Castles. Dude, have I been on here an hour already? Rally was great. Corey says less drinking and more networking would have improved it overall, but 9 out of 10. Yeah, man, I hear you. Well, it's Archie. Archie's a rooser, dude. If you put him in a room full of people, stuff's going down. I mean, out of the gate, you had Archie running up and bromancing Roman right down to the daggone floor. And I told Archie, I said, did anybody get a video clip of Archie jumping up on Roman and him falling in the floor? I'd love to have that in a highlight reel. Corey had him on a leash. Okay. He was working the room, baby, working the room. That's what I'd have been doing. That's exactly what I would have been doing. Yeah. In this community, there's a lot that goes on, just as there is in any circle of life that you've been involved with. You've got those people that have a jealousy problem. You've got those people that respect one another, which is what we all should be doing. But yeah, the community as a whole is full of knowledge and experiences that you can draw off of. That's why, getting together for these in-person events, I believe, is vital to your success. And what better way to get involved in the community than to attend some of these rallies and events? It's like, I'm all about it. Absolutely all about it. Yeah, man, I am really looking forward to the Trash to Cash Vegas meetup. I'm definitely going to be going out to that event when it comes up for sure. All right. Well, guys, I've been on for an hour and 3 minutes. Time has flown by. I went through my notes in the first 20 minutes, which is crazy because I'm normally can be long-winded. Hopefully, we'll get this figured out. And if I can get this stream over on StreamYard, I plan on having, if you guys are in favor of doing this Friday night hangout with me, let me know about it. Go over there and sub to my Rocky Top Picker channel, Instagram, Facebook. Check us out on the Resellers Locker Room podcast here on YouTube. If you like this and you want to get together and do it again, I'll put it in my schedule where we can get together and I can have pop-up guests come in just at random to have anybody on that wants to come on. And we'll just kick around for an hour or so. Love to have anybody on that wants to come on with me. So let me know if you enjoy this. Leave a comment if you can. And we'll be seeing you down the road. Oh, when will there be Rocky Top bandanas? We were talking about this on our podcast. That I'm going to order some and then, not that I have an ego, but I'll even sign them and put them in my store for sale for $1.99 plus free shipping. Peace and love to you guys. I respect each one of you. I know a lot of you through your videos. Can't wait to see you back here next Friday night. Peace.